Hi, welcome to Genuine Voices. I'm Jen Airley on the Moral Edge, and here today I have the most beautiful and special guest, Rekha. I have a few ways I want to introduce you.
Okay.
We know the Gemara in Shabbos talks about Ein hashchina shora ella mitoch simcha shel mitzvah. God's divine presence doesn't rest upon any. God's divine presence rests on those who do service of God with joy. I feel like this is what you bring to the table. This is what you bring us.
Yeah. Toda.
And
Thank
when
you.
Elisha Hanavi, the prophet Elisha, needed his prophecy, he says, bring me a minagen, bring me a musician. And Vayhi kavo minagen, when the musician was playing music, Vatihi alav yad Hashem rested upon him and he was able to receive his prophecy. Like, this is what you bring to Am Yisrael. This is what you bring to all the women that you gather, which we're going to discuss how you do that. But just the fact that you bring women together, you know, when Queen Esther was charged by Mordechai, go, you've got to save the people. Maybe this is your moment, Esther. Maybe. You are in this position just for this moment. And Queen Esther gathers, she gathers everybody, she brings them together, and she was privileged to bring Geula, bring the redemption by gathering. You know, she's the first person that said, like, we had this motto of the whole war, B'yachad ninatzeach, we're going to be able to win this war with unity. Esther was the first person to say this. She's the first person that said, you want to win? Gather. And that's exactly what you do. You gather the women, you get them to sing, you get them to dance, you get them to be in joy. And that is how you raise the women up and you bring God's divine presence down into us. So that's my intro to who you are.
I'm blushing
for
here.
me.
I don't know if you see this.
But
thank you so much. Baruch Hashem. Privileged. I mean, I didn't think about myself as that, you know, like hearing that, but people tell me that lately. Thank you for bringing Simcha. And so I'm much like happy about Toda Hashem for this role of bringing a Simcha to Am Yisrael, to the women,
and you didn't bring it in like the highs of woohoo, let's like you know, let's just keep partying. You brought it in, you introduced this particular program, which we're going to discuss in the darkest of moments of our nation.
Yeah, we're doing Hallel already, thank God, about 2.5 years. We started very small. I saw once a different Hallel of actually Yitzhak Meir, and I said to myself, wow, we need to do that for women because women love singing and I think it opens the heart. And we know how much, you know, for me, once music, before the war, I thought, oh, it's just music. But I learned a lot in the war, like, first of all, how it's not just music. It's like actually such a huge thing and so therapeutic and so emotional and so bonding. And all the work in the Mikdash was with music. It's not stam. It's like, and I learned that from you also. And because you are, by the way, I don't know if I told you how, I know, you know how we met, and that's such an amazing story because I saw your video and you spoke, and I said, who is this woman? My jaw was like, whoa, like, who is this woman, Jen Airley? You talking about Simcha. You were bringing a lot of Simcha to Am Yisrael and positivity, and the fact that we could see you and know what you went through, and still have such an amazing positivity. Like, you are bringing like such amazing Simcha to Am Yisrael. And when I saw that video, the next day I met and I saw it and I was like, I need Jen to come to the Hallel. I just need you. And we were going to have a Hallel, and a few days later, I don't remember what month it was. And then I met your husband and your son. They were in Crave, that's our restaurant. And I saw him there and he was sitting with your son, your other son. What's his name?
I don't know who was there. I know Yehuda was there,
Yehuda.
but I don't know.
Yeah, he was gonna, like, they were
He
talking
was getting
about
ready to
going
draft, yeah.
right, to draft, and he decided not to go to combat, and I know it was also a big thing by you, but your husband said that to me. He said, we're celebrating that he's not going to combat, and for us Israelis, I was like, and then he said, I was like, didn't know how to react, Then he said that your son fell a few weeks ago.
He rose.
He rose, and he was this amazing gibor. And I didn't know what to say, but I just said, "Wow, I just saw your wife. I need her. I want to talk with her. I want to meet her. I need her energy." It was like such a coincidence. You don't understand. It was
Hashem
from
doesn't
Hashem.
do-
Like I
yes.
didn't understand. Like
Hey.
what are the probabilities? And also, I never say that about women that I see. I maybe could, but I was like, I need her. And then I met him the next day. It was such a crazy story.
I didn't know this. It's so funny.
Yeah.
I knew they went to Crave, but you know.
Yeah, and I said, I need to meet your wife. I need to bring her to Hallel. You think she would want to come? And he said, yes, call her. And he gave me your
So
number, and
funny.
I was like, wow, it was, you don't understand. So, and then you came, and since then, Nafshi kshura benafshich. We did a lot of
Partners in
things since.
crime and bringing joy.
So Bezat Hashem, so the Hallel is an amazing project. Bemet, Baruch Hashem. I didn't, it's not what I thought. It's kind of bemet, like you look in the back and you're like, it's all Hashem, like moved it. It's so interesting. It's so interesting to like understand how Hashem moves you.
Wait, but tell me, how did it start? Like, how was the process? How did you get to these hundreds of women that come?
Baruch Hashem, bemet. So I went to this Hallel of Yitzhak Meir, and I was like, we need that for women. We need a space that women could sing and dance and praise and say Todah to Hashem. Like, we have so many things every single day, and now we're in the middle of the war, and we're talking about this before, and wow, what amazing miracles that we have here every single day. Every single day there's bombs flying on our head, and somehow miraculously, Baruch Hashem, like bemet, like to say thank you every day. So I said, we need a place like that to say thank you. And so I decided, I'm usually a person that Dafka thinks very big, but then I was like, you know what, we could just start it small. Because then it could also stop you. I said, I'm starting it in a shul in Nachlaot, small place. I brought my own sound. We had like 20, 30 women, and my daughter, Michali, came with me. She was unbelievable, like always with me. And every time I would come, I say, maximum it's me and you. Like, I still say that, by the way. Every time I don't know who's coming because and I always say to myself, maximum I need to say Hallel anyway, so I'm enjoying it. And so we started it very slow, but started to pick up, Baruch Hashem. And in the war, was started a little before the war. And then when the war started, we did it. It was the month. It was right after
Benjamin was killed November. 6 weeks into war.
Yeah. So no, there was a month before that even.
Right. Oh, you did a month before already.
Yeah.
So you did it like really
Mamash
the first Rosh Chodesh after October 7th.
Yeah. So when was that? That was like Cheshvan.
Yeah.
It was like mamash, like maybe a week. And I had even people call me, tell me not to do it because we're not in a good time and this and this. And I spoke with some Rabbanim that said exactly the opposite. Like you have,
or Shmuel
Eliyahu, no, but I forgot there's a Tehillim that says that exactly when you're in sadness, the opposite, in danger, you have to bring the Simcha. The Simcha is what's bringing, the redemption and everything. So we decided to do it. And I remember that time was so emotional. It was just after October 7th. Many women told me like I was holding myself and I didn't cry until the Hallel.
Chills. Wow.
And then they came to Hallel and all the women, everyone was crying and praying and also bemet.
I feel like that was the moment. I feel like that was probably the biggest moment. Like that crying. Here we're about to go into, at the time of this recording, yes, we're about to go into Rosh Chodesh Nisan. And what happened on this day? The Chanukat HaMikdash, the Mishkan, it's all finally established and the service is about to begin and the God's presence comes down. And Aaron's two sons, Nadav and Avihu, die at that moment. And this battle of the insides of Aaron now dealing with his two sons that died, but also continuing in the service of establishing and dedicating this
Wow.
Mishkan for the first
Wow.
time. And that moment of taking pain and channeling it to joy and feeling both so acutely is exactly like the intensity of that accomplishes so much. That's what I feel like I have the chills just thinking of what it was like to be there that day.
Wow, it was so powerful. People still tell me, stop and say like they remember that day was like so powerful. And also Bemet, the feeling of women being together, it's also such a powerful thing. So Baruch Hashem, today we grew and we're moved to a bigger place. Yeshurun, we have about 600, 700 women coming every. Baruch Hashem, we're doing this tomorrow, Hallel, we're going to be together.
I know people, I have a friend, she comes in from America to be at the Hallel. I kid you not, she came in 3 days last month.
Wow. No.
She's addicted to you.
No.
She's addicted to the energy. She's addicted to this feeling of all these women coming together to dance, to praise, to sing, but together.
And we had such crazy times this year. We brought Julie, that her son was kidnapped.
Right.
Baruch Hashem came out, was released, and thank God, like we walked with her this whole 2 years, and she came to my house a few weeks before, and she was devastated. I couldn't look at her. She was like, and I was like calling my brother Aaron, I need you to come help me to lesameach ota. Like I didn't know what to do, like you don't know, we were, let's sing, we brought my friend, this other friend, come help me, and at that day it was only a few weeks before he was released. And just to understand, like Yeshuat Hashem Keref Aim, sometimes Zrat Hashem, that we're all right now in this middle of this craziness.
Another war.
Another crazy
Iranian
war.
missiles flying.
Every day.
But we're still singing.
We're still singing, still praying, still saying Hallel, Todah, Hashem.
And we have even more reason to say thanks now. We see the miracles. Do you know that a rocket landed? We have Beit Binyamin in Tzfat, the retreat center that we have. And from Beit Binyamin, you look down and you see the cemetery of the Ari cemetery and the Aruch Agelo, the Rav Yosef Karo of the Al-Sheikh. The missile landed in between, in the path, and this thing is massive. They had trucks pulling it out, okay?
No.
In between Beit Binyamin and the cemetery is this massive ballistic piece of a rocket.
No, it's insane to understand like what's happening.
It didn't land on anything or anyone. God's basically saying, listen, the houses and Beit Binyamin, all the places are up on the hill. The cemetery of all these holy people are down there. I'm going to land it right in between so I could have moved it that way or that way, and I didn't. It has to go someplace. So I want you to see I'm protecting you. I'm landing it in an empty space in between everything.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I feel like we're not, right? We're not
internalizing
how massive the miracles that we see every single day, and bombs and we see the me'aret. Like it's unbelievable. Like, and it's really falling every second. Like, and somehow ben atipot, we're like, יפול מצדך 1000 ורבבה ממנך, לך לא יוגש, בעזרת השם, שהשם ימשיך לשמור עלינו כל רגע, that he'll guard us,
continue to protect us.
זכות עם ישראל, that sweet עם ישראל, like wow, what a sweet nation. He didn't pick he knew what he was doing. When I'm looking at Am Yisrael and seeing women like you and just the sweetness of Am Yisrael, the sweetness of like what happened here the past 2 years, and what I feel, I know like people will say there's like, if people look at the news, you could say maybe something else, but I feel on the ground and like
exactly.
What achdut, what energy,
the news
what
is like
beauty, yeah.
Forget it. Nobody should watch
it.
Army guys tell me, don't look at the news.
Yeah.
Nothing good comes of it. See the people. And every kind of person and everybody who supports those people. And
everyone is there. Everyone's there to help, to support, to give.
Yeah.
They'll do anything. People going, just yesterday, this woman that I met, she goes every Tuesday to Tel HaShomer. That's what she does. To the Chayalim there, goes and visiting them.
Visits the soldiers in Tel Aviv.
The soldiers in the hospital, and she goes every week Nobody told her to do it. She just does it. Amazing.
Lots of those. I want to back up. I want to just now zoom out a little bit. We
Please.
jumped right
Please,
in.
Jen.
I want to zoom out a little and hear your family, your children, where you come from. What is your last name?
So I grew up in the Razel family. I'm the sister of Jonathan, sister of Aaron, and I have another brother, Yehuda.
Yes.
Amazing boy. And we grew up in a musical family. My father, just yesterday actually, we had a student concert, the Razel student concert it's called. It happens every few months. My father organizes it. It's like all the kids, all the grandkids. Today he has already about 35 almost 40 grandchildren and about 20 ninim, great
grandchildren.
So everyone comes and all the parents and they're all playing. And it's the cutest thing. Like I have to show you afterwards videos. It's the cutest things from the age of like 2 who does like do, re, mi, fa, sol, saba, tarnegol, and 2 like 20-year-old. And I also performed with my father. I played the flute and he played the piano, and everyone, my son was on the bass, and my granddaughter, also I have a granddaughter, 7 years old, my oldest granddaughter, she was also playing Eliata, amazing, on the piano. So sometimes people ask me like, how is it that all of you are musicians? And it's not that we went out of my mother's womb with a violin or flute. It was my father like sitting on my vrid stuff. Like he is like, and then I was just thinking about it coming up here, driving here. Like my father is like I don't know, crazy in a good way, or he has a few ways, but he's like intense person, but amazing person. And he raised us in a very musical environment. His father was a musician, and he decided that was his, at the time, that was his like chinuch role. I think today we became religious. We weren't at the time religious. And Shomer Shabbos or anything. My father grew up actually here in Israel. He was Dutch, but his parents, Holocaust survivors, which also is an amazing story. And I think about it always. My grandparents were 2.5 years in an attic like this, hiding 2.5 years. And I'm saying, like, after we're going through this war, Todah Hashem that we have Eretz Yisrael, that we have Medinat Yisrael, that people were one day in the mamad and didn't know, like, thought, like, and angry at the tzahal, how could it be? One day, not even 24 hours. And my grandparents, 2.5 years, and they had to give away, their son they didn't know what will be with him for 2.5 years, is their baby. They didn't know, he was raised, thank God, in a Christian home. He was saved, and Baruch Hashem, now here in Israel, he's 84. At the time was a baby. But anyway, so my grandparents after the war made Aliyah. My father was 6 at that time. And so he grew up here, but met my mom in America. Very weird. My mother's American. That's how I speak English. And he went to study abroad psychology and met my mother.
Wow.
Yeah. And he told her, if you wanna, he was this macho Israeli. She fell in love, of course, immediately. And he told her, if you want to marry me, you need to come to Israel. And she said, great. She never felt
Where's
at
she
home.
from?
She's New Jersey.
Okay.
Jersey City, which is like very, no one lives there anymore, but at the time. Actually, I think real estate there is growing right now. It's a good time to buy, Jen, if you're looking.
I worked in Jersey City. I remember I used to live in Brooklyn. When we got married, we were living in Brooklyn, and I had a job out in Jersey City.
Yeah?
Running a fitness center.
Whoa.
And I had to be there at 6 a.m. to open a corporate fitness center. So I'm familiar with the train, to get there.
Nice. Okay. So, where was I? So Baruch Hashem, they moved back to Israel and slowly like came to Nachlaot. We all live in Nachlaot, still live in Nachlaot.
So you were raised in Nachlaot?
Raised in Nachlaot.
Wow.
My parents also made some good investments, and my father bought there when still it was pretty cheap, and we all live in there. I mean, except for Jonathan actually, but he lived. My parents live. My brother Yehuda, my brother Aaron, and I. We all live like right next to each other. So
Wow.
Baruch Hashem, it's like amazing. And so my father learned psychology and decided that every kid is a clean slate and you could do whatever you want. And he decided to push us to music. His father was a musician, was a cellist, pretty famous actually. Mark Roselaar. Razel is from the word Roselaar. That's the Dutch name. בקיצור, זהו, he taught us music from the very young age, and was on top of us to play and to practice. It's not easy. It's not easy. Sometimes a lot of mothers ask me how to do it, and it's not an easy thing. I decided to do the opposite with my kids because I had some, say, trauma. It was hard for me that to be raised like that, very pushed, like very. I wanted to go out with my friends and leave me alone. I want to have girls just want to have fun style. That was me. That was my motto.
I can see that.
And then when we were 14, 15, we were in the States one time, actually, my grandparents. And we used to go a lot almost every summer to see my mother's side of the family. And my father was like, "Why don't you start a band? Let's do." Jonathan was on the piano and I was singing, and Yehuda, my little brother, Aaron was on the guitar, and we all decided to start playing together. And it was actually really cool. And then when we played to all my grandparents' friends, so we did a concert. My father is this pusher, unbelievable, just to think about it. It's not easy also to get your kids. I say now, I have kids of my own, to get them to be together, to play together, to do something, oh, stop it, like they're always like,
to have everybody on board.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Not an easy feat.
It's not an easy feat. Feet?
F-E-A-T.
Okay. So Bekitzel, we went back to Israel and we started playing together. We had this one show, and we went to a how do you say, competition of young bands, and we won. We came first place, and then from there we were on this huge. Once there was one channel to watch. That's it. Today you have like so many things and internet and millions. So once there was one channel, Arutz Echad, in Israel, and there was a show called Siba Siba. All Israelis know it, and it was one show that everyone watched. It was actually Friday night. But it was recorded before, but everyone watched it. So that it was like an instant fame. Like the next day, like people stopped me on the street all the time. It was like quite weird. Like from today, I could be on TV, nobody even watches it. Like it's very, very different. But so from there we started playing together. We had shows together. We put out a CD and almost another CD, a record. Those days, and it was fun. It was really fun actually. I loved it. But then Jonathan went to the army, and it kind of fell apart. I got married also pretty young. I got married at 19. And then Aaron went to Tzfat, and we all became a little more religious. I think Aaron started kind of more, to be more Hasidish, more, how do you say, I don't know, like started finding his way. And we all became, and I, until that day, like think about it, didn't know the term Kol Isha, that you're not supposed to sing in front of women, in front of men. And
women
with
is
men.
not to, right.
And for me, that was, think about it, from a time that I'm the lead singer with my brothers and going on shows and concerts, and all of a sudden, like, that's it. I can't play with them anymore. And we used to play every holiday, every bar mitzvah, every wedding. We used to write songs. Every occasion we used to perform. And all of a sudden, like, I couldn't do it anymore. And I mean,
how did you find out? this concept of not performing, not singing in front of men, soloing?
Wow, I don't remember really the first day that, but I think slowly understood that it's not mat'im for women to sing. So if we went to occasion and they like it was understood that they're lo shayach. And I remember sitting there with like pain and like sadness. Wow. But Baruch Hashem, I was also I had kids. I was, I had 8 kids in like 15 years. So I was very, very busy with the kids and babies, and my mind wasn't maybe there like altogether. I was also, I had that time a business, I had a real estate company. So my focus was real estate, and I was busy in my life, and it was okay. I mean, but I also am a huge groupie of my brothers, like huge fan of them. So I love them so much. So I admire them. So whatever they do, I admire. So it doesn't matter. I'm like, but with the years, I think when I got to age 40, they say there's a mashber, how do you say?
Crisis
a
of
crisis,
some sort.
exactly, the midlife crisis, what they call. And but beautiful that Hebrew is such a beautiful language, that mashber, crisis in Hebrew, is where a woman is giving birth. So a mashber is where a woman gives birth, like unbelievable. Like a crisis is where you give birth. And I went through a phase of like, wow, like what? This is what I'm doing, real estate? Like that's what I came here to bring to the world. And not that I'm saying anything, I still like have a love real estate. One day I still can still do it in some kind of way. But I felt like my passion rising, like the music. And all these years I've been writing music, like when my kids would leave the home, that minute of like, you also have a 6 kids?
6. Thank God, yeah.
So raising lots of little kids.
And you know what?
That.
They're home now.
No, really?
They're not all,
but you have grandkids.
Marrieds are out that still come back, and Binyamin is partying up in heavens, but the rest of them are home. And you try and find those moments of quiet to like, you need them out so you can just have your creative, meditative times.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a little sparse these days. But anyway.
Wow. Kol hakavod. Yeah, I'm saying kol hakavod to the young mothers these days, home with the kids. Anyway, so at those moments of like everyone leaving, and you sometimes feel like you just won a battle. You're like, they're all out, they're all with their sandwiches, they're all dressed with the stockings, with the this and the tiulim, and signing this thing, and last minute, mom, like making the hasaot, and anyway, and then I would sit on the piano and write music and write songs, and the only person who ever heard my music was my husband until the age of 40, which that it's weird, that thought, but Baruch Hashem, I decided to take it slow. There was one day that I went to my brother's concert. It was actually it was a bar mitzvah, and they're going up, Yonatan, Aaron, and singing, and I'm like, I also want to be there. I also want to sing. And that day I said to myself, Rika, if you want to do it, like stop, don't feel sorry for yourself, like do something. Like maybe we'll be in a different place, maybe it's not going to be with your brothers, maybe, but you'll find a way to do what you want to do.
That moment
was actually a magical moment, because it was snowing in Jerusalem, which doesn't happen much, but it was white and beautiful, and we were in the Jerusalem Museum. And that day I decided, and I started recording my music. I decided every month I'm recording a song. I had to finish, so Baruch Hashem, and then in Hebrew you say Ima ochel ba te'avon, with the food, the appetite came.
Gross, right?
I didn't know at that time that I'm gonna close my real estate, and that I'm gonna focus, and I'm gonna do Hallel, and I'm gonna sit with Jen early, and who knew?
Oh, you think Jen Early knew this? Jen Early was happy staying home and teaching exercise classes. What is this mic in front of my face?
Wow.
But yeah, God gives
Well,
opportunities,
Hashem.
and you had that moment of clarity, and you flew with it. Amazing.
Hashem.
And you took something that other people might say, like, it's a mahsom. No, I'm now, I have a mahsom.
Wall.
Just a partition, a wall in front of me that I can't overpass, and I'm just going to be angry at the Jewish laws, angry at the rabbis who say the laws. But you took it and you said, I'm going to figure out a way to make it work for me and work within the confines of Jewish law. And you figured out a way to not just make it work for you, but really for the whole nation,
Wow.
which is really
Hashem.
something.
And also my whole process of this, I always say this is my real chazara b'tshuva, like, because, we became religious, and then my kids, we had kids, and then I had to decide where I'm sending them to first grade. So I wanted them to go to school that is serious in Judaism, so they could learn a lot. So that's when I decided to put on my head cover, and so it wasn't like an internal, but I started to learn about Kol Isha, and which could sound also very hard, but today, after learning so much, I understand how Hashem does it so much for me, for my soul. Like the opposite, like at the beginning, you could think like, wow, what is that restriction? Like, no, it's exactly the opposite. It's not a restriction. It's giving you space for your soul, and like Hashem knows exactly like what is good for you. Hashem knows exactly what's good for you. And we're now in Pesach almost. And that's exactly that, like to feel like chofshi, like to feel cherut. When you don't have the limits, you don't feel, right? If you're on a roof and you're running and you don't have a gader, you don't feel safe. But when you have a gader and when you have a limit and you're within the limits that Hashem gave you, and He's telling you, this is this is your roof to run on. This is it. Just do it, but do it in the limits, and it will be amazing. That's when you could feel the most free. And really, with these years that I'm at the beginning, I was like, no, what is it? I'm not singing if I can't sing to men and women. Like, no, what's the idea? Like, and then like just thinking myself, like, what a process that I went through to understand, like, this is so meduyak, so precise, so right. When I feel the women when we're all together, and just such clean energy, such beautiful energy, such holy, such welcoming, such sisterhood, such just
it's encouraging and uplifting.
Yeah.
And I think that's like a concept in Jewish law all the time. I mean, you can think of Shabbat as something like it's so restrictive. I can't be on my phone. I can't, cook my food. I can't go to the mall. But when you see all that, because of that, what you can do, that's why so many people, I think now in this last couple of years, everyone's turning to Shabbos, because everybody needs to say, hold on, I need to turn off all of that noise. I need to turn off all the business. I need to turn off just see the beauty in right here, right now. And that's when you can see Shabbos. And this applies to all the laws.
It applies to all the laws.
When you can see
you have to look at it. If you don't love a law, you didn't look at it in the right way. You didn't. So try to find it from a different angle. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A little bit.
No. I'm thinking how to apply. Meaning, it's exactly that. There's beauty to all, and it's people can see that in their kids. That's the funny part. They might be annoyed at that, but look at your kids, right? When you have summer vacation, that's 10 weeks. Now, it's one thing if you're sending your kid to a $10,000 camp for, but if your kid is home without a class schedule, without any structure, after a while, they will all lose it, right?
Yeah.
The structure gives meaning, gives purpose, gives value, and accomplishments.
It's amazing.
You have to find it.
And feeling the meaning of everything that you do. And I think that's, at the end of the day, Judaism is like Kadesh, right? Everything is
sanctified. Yeah.
And I think that's what I learned in Purim, right? We just went through Purim, going into Nisan, that Elul, right? They say Purim Kepurim, like that Kippur is actually like Purim, but that and there's something how do you say like mitchaber, that is connecting between these two holidays, because Kippur you're getting a kedusha when in the sanctified places, like in the shul or without eating. That's where you're getting your kedusha. But in
Your
Purim,
holiness.
your holiness. In Purim, you understand that the kedusha is in your life when you're drinking alcohol, when you're mitchapsim, when you're partying hard. That's the kedusha, and so you have to bring the kedusha in every little thing that we do in our lives. B'ezrat Hashem shenizkeh, it will be merit. It's always also, everything that you do in B'ezrat Hashem.
And that goes back to raising kids. That job of raising kids is bringing holiness into our home, but focusing on. I love one of the lines one year on, it was Yom Kippur, and one of my first observing Yom Kippur with little children, and
Wow.
I was like, what does that mean? I can't go to shul? Like, what does that mean? I can't be part of the prayers with everybody together? And one of my friends brilliantly said to me, "You take care of your kids, and God will take care of His."
Wow.
And that has stuck with me ever since, because what's the job anyway? Like,
Yeah.
what is everything we're trying to do is to raise our families in health and happiness. And that's, so when we think of like the mundane household, that's our focus. Like, that's where we're going to actually bring the greatest holiness, the greatest kedusha.
Right.
But let's talk family. Let's talk, how did you get your girls to join you in your singing? What about the other kids that they're not part of your singing, expeditions? Are they feeling that they're not part of it, or they get it elsewhere? Like, how does your home life balance with all this excitement?
Wow. So Baruch Hashem, I have 8 kids. Thank God. Already 3 are married. So my family, I mean, first of all, it was just like a shock also for them when I started back to come back to music. And I remember at the time I had one son that was like, 14, maybe 15. So he was like, "Mom, what do you need this for?" Like, why? It was also, each one took it in a different way. And it was kind of interesting to see. My daughter, Michal, from the beginning, she's my right hand in everything that I do. And she like helps me, and unbelievable. And but it was also interesting. Like, I didn't raise them so much for music, because I decided to do the opposite. But somehow, like my son today, that's what he does. Ohad, he plays music and he's a huge musician. My other son, Binyamin, my younger son, is amazing bass player and he's taking it like really serious. My daughter Haleli and my 2 other daughters sing with me, and somehow they're all it was I don't know how that happened.
So this is like the nature versus nurture.
Exactly.
Like,
so we have something to say here, I think. Yeah, באמת.
It's like the genes, and you didn't want to have it, the push in the house, but either they got it from their saba, their grandparents and all their cousins, or it's just really in their blood and you can't fight it.
Exactly. Maybe that's the end of this מחקר. We have to, how do you say מחקר?
Okay.
We're all too
sleep deprived after having sirens during the nights.
How are you doing here in Bet Shemesh?
Yeah, it was a busy night.
Was it a busy night?
Yeah.
What? How many? You had sirens?
Yeah, there was a couple back to back.
Couple? Wow.
And then another warning that didn't turn into a siren. But again, as you finally start falling back asleep, and then a warning comes in like an hour after you finally fall back.
You have a mamad, though, no? You have a mamad in your house?
We do.
So
we have a safe room.
Sleep there?
Because it's my kids' room. They sleep in there, and
so you all
bed.
Right. So you all go in.
We all yeah. And my son-in-law, my son and daughter-in-law are staying by us because they don't have a safe room in their house. So they, so they're with us. So they come up in the middle of the night. It's like
it's a whole party. It's a whole pajama party in the middle of the night.
Totally. Yeah.
Wow.
Except nobody's in the mood to party. Everyone just, during the day, everyone jokes around. During at night, and we'll sing. Or during the night, everyone's like,
"Leave me alone. Don't talk to me. I'm sleeping. Don't wake me up. It only looks that I'm up. I'm like in the middle of a dream." Oh my gosh. Nachlaot I live in Nachlaot, so we don't have a mamad. Our house is like this old Arab house. Each wall though is this big, so I feel that I'm fairly safe. Zat Hashem.
You're in
Zat
Yerushalayim.
Hashem.
You've got protection.
But we have this miklat is about a 1 minute like run. Everyone's like running there. It's just such a crazy reality. Like we were talking about this before. It's such a crazy reality what we're going through. But we get to the miklat and like people are we always like start. I'm like Am Yisrael, Chai Am Yisrael, and Purim was crazy there. Like even everyone was dancing and singing, and every second there was sirens in Jerusalem, right, going to Mishlochei Manot. But people were coming and singing. And it's beautiful to see Am Yisrael that is such a resilience, right? Such a like I'm sure from Americans even moving here, it's like shocking in a way, no? Or you're used to it already.
I mean, I'm here
You're
19 years already.
Yeah, okay.
So
you
my
went
kids
through a
don't
lot.
know, my 3 youngers are born here. And this
They're
is,
Israeli.
they don't understand why people, they're very Israeli. Benjamin didn't speak English, meaning Benjamin was 4 years old when we moved to Israel. He only spoke Hebrew to his friends, so much so that like sometimes he would be on the phone with us and talk English, and his friends would be like, where did you learn English from?
Wow.
Like they would never know he's Anglo. Like in the army, in his group, there were 2 lone soldiers from America. And when they started, they didn't know Hebrew. They didn't understand what the commanders were saying. Benjamin pulls them aside. Said, listen, I just want you to know I speak English. I'm not going to talk to you in English. I will just speak to you in easy Hebrew so you learn.
You serious?
Like he's so Israeli. Like my kids, they're so.
But he spoke English like an American accent?
Yeah, when he spoke to us. Yeah.
Because you spoke only English at home.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so funny because my youngest, the 12-year-old who been here all her life, she, like, for her, speaking in Hebrew is like, oh, you're making me speak Hebrew. I'm like, dude, like, each kid is their
Americans
own.
here also in Bet Shemesh.
Americans in Bet Shemesh. I have some kids who are super Israeli. Like we were sure Benjamin was going to marry somebody that didn't even know English. Like we were like, and I have another kid that's like Benjamin also would prefer to never, like happy to never speak English. I have some kids mixed and some kids who are like super Anglo. Like they've married Anglos. They will be Anglo culture and proudly living in Israel, like proudly part of society. Right. But their nature is a little more American.
It's okay.
We have the boast.
We need that also in Israel. So anyway, we were talking about my daughters, how they started singing with me. It was funny, Bemet. One day I was upstairs. I remember still hearing Michali sing. She was playing on the piano or something, and she was singing, and I was like, whoa, who's singing like that? Like, and I go down and I see my daughter. Anyway, both of them are amazing singers. Michal and Haleli. Michal is my first and Haleli is my fourth. Actually, my daughter Eden also sings amazing. She's number 6, I think. Yeah. And she sings amazing, but she's shy. You asked how does it work out? She doesn't want. I paid her once a lot of money. Just come, because like Michal couldn't come to my concert, and also Harari, and I really wanted her because I have one song which I wrote, which is a duo. Did you ever hear it? Akol Me'ava. Did you ever hear this song? So you have homework.
Okay.
Akol Me'ava, which is a duo between me and Michal, and people always write to me, like people, because it's a song that kind of shows like that relationship between a mother and a daughter, and that a mother always wants to protect her daughter, and the daughter wants to do her own way. But we both have to understand that it's all from love, like that you came from love and she comes from love, and there's only love. Like it's okay that we're going through that, but to always remember that there's love. So anyway, so I needed her to sing it, but she refuses to sing. Anyway, so there's a few shy kids that it comes from the genes of my husband, and there's a few more Razel types in my family. And so these days, Halili and Michal sing with me in the Halil, which is great.
They've got the greatest energy. It's awesome.
Yeah, Baruch Hashem, I always say like I switched my brothers to my daughters because I always actually need somebody with me. I like when there's someone else with me, I guess. And it's not always easy. Sometimes, I'm going to a concert and I need I'm like need to be on it, and then one of them is like, oh, they're bringing the bad energy like the kids do to their
Normal,
mothers.
right.
And I don't want to be a mother at that point. I want to be a singer. I want to be, focused. So it's sometimes could be hard, but Baruch Hashem, we spoke a lot about these things, and Baruch Hashem, huge privilege.
On Hanukkah, your home is a public home, or at least your garden is a public garden where you have your menorahs out on the table, and everybody in Achlaot knows to come swing by.
People come from all over Israel. Baruch Hashem. I'm saying that also just in the zchut of Am Yisrael, the merit of Am Yisrael, which is so wants to. Sorry, I cut you.
No.
Cut you
Carry
off.
on.
Yeah, I feel that I'm talking too much. Maybe
that's the point. You're the guest.
I want to hear you.
No. We go for coffee afterwards.
So it became like this amazing scene in Nachlaot. Also, I don't know if we started it as a family, like Aaron lives here, so he does it in his house, and Yehuda does it. It's all on the street, so it's not exactly in my house, but it's outside our house. We all bring our chanukiyot, each one in his own space. We have a table with 10 chanukiyot, beautiful, and we started just singing like to ourselves. And this year, like people couldn't move on the streets. It was hundreds. I don't know what happened. Like I think that's the feeling of Geula that we're feeling in Eretz Yisrael and Israel. That this every holiday is becoming like huge, right? Like slichot,
and communal. Everyone,
communal slichot. You can't go to the kotel anymore. And slichot, there's too full, like huge. Yeah. Every day from the beginning. It's insane. So Chanukah and
everyone just woke up with a fire.
Yeah.
A passion.
Yeah.
For tradition and for prayer and for gatherings
and chibur and mashmaut and so we come every night and everyone's invited. You can come also from wherever you are. It's out the streets. I had Hallel. You say Hallel every day in Chanukah. You're supposed to. Usually you say it only on Rosh Chodesh, and then on Chanukah you say it every day, and also the Chagim. So it's an opportunity for me to go elsewhere, because when it's one day, I want to be in Jerusalem. But we had, so we did every day in a different place. Actually, 5 days, I think, in all kinds so every day I had Hallel in the morning, came home, and made 2 huge pots of soup. I make like something like this, which go in like 10 minutes.
Because it's cold in Jerusalem at night, and you're hosting.
Oh Hashem, and then sitting from 6 till 11 p.m. every day, singing songs all together, and in front of the candles, praying in front of the candles, having very powerful moments.
It's very powerful. I was privileged to experience it. It's really literally lights the soul. And do your kids ever say, but can we just do just us? Like, do they ever feel like, Mommy, can it just be just us?
There's some things that we compromise, because let's say I wanted to do latkes every night, and for them to be like, to help me with it. No, that was a no. I also wanted them to lechalek, to give everyone soup, but that's okay. So that we compromised on that. But I think first of all, they also grew to really love it. They like it, and they bring all their friends, and a lot of their friends come. So, Baruch Hashem, thank God, it's not, doesn't have to be this way. Some kids more than less, and more than others, but all in all, Baruch Hashem.
Do your kids speak English?
Wait
1 second. Does Binyamin speak English? Does your Binyamin speak English?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but not like fluent. No, not like me. My oldest daughter, Michal, is the only one who speaks fluent, and then have some very Israeli accents over there. Each one, but yeah, very varies. My younger kids actually had good friends, which were Americans for a long time. They were very close to American families, so they learned from that also.
And your husband, how does he fit in with all this music?
My husband is amazing, and he's such a he encouraged me. He encouraged me to get back to music also. And for him also, it's sometimes he's not like me, wants to be always out there and on stage, and it's okay. And I want people to come, and I love it. I love it. He has his sometimes, like there was one day after 11 that people said, could we, because at 11 I wanted to stop because we could have gone on till 2 a.m., but there's neighbors and I want to be in
Respectful.
respectful.
Yeah.
Thank God that our neighbors are like okay with it, and it's not easy at the end of the day. We're on the street, like hundreds of people singing for 5 hours every night for 8 days. So bemet toda to my neighbors that not only they love it and they come and they say thank you and they enjoy it also. So I try to respect at 11. But so still people said, could we go inside? And after 11, they said, could we go to inside your house and continue to play? And I was already at the end of my strength, but I said, okay, come in. And I'm looking at everyone. I don't know anyone. There's like 40 people in my room. I have no idea who anyone is. And continued to play. But it's so beautiful. Like there's so many things that I find. Like first of all, the fact that people come and we're singing and everyone knows the same songs for 5 hours to sing. Everyone knows these same songs of nigunim and all the songs are prayers. Most of the songs are tehillim. And what a blessing. Wow, what a high place. And we're going through these crazy years of war and with all that, people, have that strength and the beauty and
And so your husband was okay with everyone filling your house?
my
husband would have just gone to bed. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so he kind of went to his thank God our room is upstairs, so he has his like getaway. When he has enough, it's okay. Baruch Hashem, we're married 30 years. We had to balance that out. That to understand like, he needs that, I needs that, and it's okay. So to find our way to that's But he also he loves Hanukkah, and it's cool that also he helps with everything, but he's on this. He doesn't want the front, so he does everything and he helps me, and it's awesome. Toda Yoni.
Okay, so you were also sharing about how you write your music and you have your time when the kids are all out and it's peaceful, and you go into your happy place of being creative and writing music. Share.
Yeah,
I want to hear
Baruch
more.
Hashem. So yeah, after that I put out a CD. It's called Yom Echad, One Day, and speaks about as 14 songs I wrote. And since then, Baruch Hashem, I have a lot of other songs, and I just released a song called Efa Machshavot Shelach, Where is your thoughts?
Ooh.
And I'll show it to you later.
What's the message of that?
And the message is, our thoughts are always taking, I mean, for me, probably not for you, but like negative thoughts, or like, where are your thoughts? Like why are you always like making things worse? Why are you always like building these buildings in your mind that are, like have no achiza, no like actual grounding of realistic thoughts? And actually also the message of the song is to breathe. Because I think sometimes as women we're running and this and we're stressed, but we don't remember to breathe, and how much breathing helps. It's a tool that I think we don't use enough when you're stressed, like to actually breathe and to take that as a medicine, like to for yourself to find your right thought, the real thought. You're like could be in a mess and this and upset at something, and just breathe.
It's amazing because that's one of the number one tools when we do the retreats at Beit Binyamin. Take a step. We just had a retreat for Milawimnik wives, reservist wives, and one of the number one tools that they loved the most was the tool that we taught them of stop and breathe.
Wow!
Before you respond, before you're feeling a negative thought. Literally, we worked on this with them.
Wow!
Stop, take that deep breath, or a couple of deep breaths.
It's crazy.
Getting the oxygen in.
Wow!
Pausing first of all. And then that reframe happens. You know better than me because of your song, but reframing our thoughts is everything. We are our thoughts. And if you're thinking negative, like your body responds to that, you go, but after that breath, yeah. I mean, you know the song. But we're all in charge of that. We all have the ability to reframe.
Right, and take your thoughts and like focusing in on the good. Everything. We were just last night. I did a fashat chala with a woman who's getting married. She's 40 years old. Baruch Hashem, getting married this week. Also, the craziness. She has to change the wedding plans, but she's getting married. That's the most important thing. And one the tip that we were telling her, like, I think when in marriages, just you got to focus on the good. You could always think, oh, why does he do this? Or why does he do that? But say, wow, he did this, and which is amazing.
We always have choices.
Everything is a choice.
We have a choice to see the good. We have a choice to focus on the bad. I could focus on losing Binyamin, or I can focus on all the years we had him and what we're able to do. Not our lama, why did it happen, but lema, what can we do with it? We have a choice. Everyone has a choice. You had a choice to make about the Jewish law about singing in front of, not being able to sing in front of men. You could have just shut down and said, I'm out of here. I'm done. I'm going to do what I want. Or you rose to the occasion by making a choice, right? We have an ability to choose, which is a crazy blessing. And goes back to all the free will discussions, which we'll leave out for now, but we have a choice to what we want to see and what we want to focus on, where we want to put our energies. And we can all be that person who can choose good, choose to see the good. All the good's in front of us. We know that. You know that. All the good's in front of you.
It's all in front of you. Just look at it. Just
open your eyes.
Put the light where that is. That's Chanukah also. And also Pesach when we're looking for the up. Kitzel, just putting the light where the good is and focusing on that. So we just put that out. And it's cool. I love writing music. It's one of my passions. Mamash, I love writing music. And you could hear, I have songs also in English. There's a song that I did with Yonina, Still I Wait, that I put out. So you could watch on YouTube. Or
you got that, people.
Spotify.
It's not only Jen having homework. You all have. They find it on Spotify under Rekha Razel?
Yeah, Rekha Razel. And YouTube also.
And the Rosh Chodesh Hallels, where can they find them online?
Yeah, so tomorrow,
all the Rosh Chodeshes in general.
Hashem, also, it's on my, what do you say? On my channel, YouTube.
YouTube channel. Okay.
Yes, Rekha Razel. I spell it Ricka. Razel.
Right, so you find it, and if you're looking for that uplifting feeling, those moments of inspiration, the internal light that can be ignited, if you're looking just to be able to dance, I encourage you to follow, and to be there, and to dance, even if it's on your own, because the singing and the dancing is what will raise you and will help anyone heal. Anyone has the choice to pick up, and you're having bad day or whether you're having the most amazing day, bring your kids along, bring your spouse along, and just start singing, start dancing, start lifting yourself up, raising yourself. And I thank you for reminding us that we all have choices.
Do Hashem b'simcha, B'ezrat Hashem, that we'll remember that we have to. Oh, Hashem wants, you taught me that also from Hizkiyahu, right? That all he wants is our singing and uplifting and saying thank you and praising and being in good. Not Hashem that will.
That brings us back to the very opening of Ein Hashchina Shura Ele Mitoch Simcha Shel Mitzvah. We want the divine presence. Yalla, let's bring in the joy. And that happens sometimes with bringing the external music into the internal. Thank you so much for being here with me.
Thank you for bringing
and
your
thank
voice.
you for bringing that genuine voice. And amazing having you here. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for everything.